back to Pathfinder TV, part 2 on building the leather tinder pouch, and a lucky subscriber will get this, so I'm making this for a subscriber. So I welcome you guys back. What I did was I went out and purchased some leather lace. I got this from Hobby Lobby, and it came in a pack, which is right here. This is the pack it came in. There's quite a bit in there, and it was $7, and it came to like $5 because there's some sort of discount they had on it, and typically Hobby Lobby does have discounts and things like that, and if not, you get 40% off, so no matter what, you at least get 40% off, or if it's 20% off, whatever. But I got it for like $5, but you got to consider this stuff here is like offcuts, or it's side cuts, so it's not perfect. They're not in perfect lengths or anything like that, and the thickness may vary. Actually, there's stuff that's probably half an inch, and then stuff that's a little under a quarter of an inch. So there's different sizes, and it's offcut, so it's not the premium stuff you'd get from Tandy Leather, or places like that. But all I'm going to do is feed this through these holes all the way around it. That's all I'm going to do. Just take a lace, feed it through the holes that I punched out with the leather hole punch. This shouldn't take very long, but just make sure you don't miss any of the holes that you punched. I'll come back to you guys once I get this done, because it can be a little time consuming because there's quite a few holes here to feed it through. Finished feeding the leather lace through the holes that I created. Just a little leather terminology so you guys know, because I'll be talking, or I'll be doing a lot of leather projects probably in the future, so I want you guys to know a little bit of the terminology associated with working with leather. So when I did this, with this soft side of this leather, the soft side is the side you want facing out from the pouch, and that's quite obvious, but the inside of this leather is called the suede side, and that's the side that feels rough and that is not smooth. So the rough side is called the suede side. So I want the slick side facing out, and then when I put this leather lace on, again, I want that suede side facing in because I want the slick facing out just for the looks. It looks a lot cleaner that way with the slick on slick opposed to having the slick outer core with that suede side. That just wouldn't look right. So make sure that you have the suede side facing down and the slick side facing up on the outside of the pouch. And then on the inside you're going to see the suede, which is the rough side. So what I did was I have just enough here, and don't worry about it if you don't have too much sticking out. The reason is because I'm going to go ahead and cinch this up. This is why you use soft leather. You wouldn't be able to do this with thicker leather as easy. And this is basically what you have. Just like this, you got a little pouch. It could be a little coin pouch, coffee, a shot pouch. I just made a shot pouch for my buddy. That's what he wanted. So it's pretty much just your opinion or your preference, personal preference. I'm going to take this apart a little bit. Not too much. And this thing, you just got to work it around to open it. To tighten it up. And it's got, I mean, you could fit quite a bit of tinder in there. Definitely. It's got a lot of room in there to fit whatever you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to even these up a little bit for right now. And put the stopper on there. When I put the stopper on, again, the slick side is facing out. So I want that slick side facing out so it blends in more. I'm going to see if test that hole to see if it'll fit these two pieces of leather lace through there. It may or may not. It just all depends. If it doesn't, I'll just drill another hole. Or make it a little bit slightly larger. Be very tricky because this side's cut real thin, so it's bending. Let's try this. Let's put this in first. There we go, and then we'll try to get this other piece in with it. If not, I'll just trim them up to more of a slant or point where they're thinner. But I got them on there. It's alright. Once you get it on there, you just want to slide it down there, so when you do put your antler on, it's not going to touch that leather and rub up against it, and it will allow you to actually fully enclose your pouch. So I'm going to basically get my leather all situated, then I'll get my antler out, which is right here. Cut a couple pieces off of it, drill some holes so this lace fits through it, but it's got to be tight, and basically we're good to go. What to do next is I've taken my piece of antler there, drilled a hole in it. I don't know what size bit this is. Maybe a quarter of an inch, I'm just guessing, 5/16, somewhere around there. But again, it's white-tailed deer antler right in the center. You gotta be very careful when you do this because it can be dangerous. I'm using a drill, so I took a pair of channel locks or pliers and held this, and then I drilled the hole, got it nice and even. So basically what you're gonna do is you got your stopper on there, and I was gonna put a decorative piece on the end, but I'm just gonna stick with one antler for functionality for this one. Basically figure out how far you're gonna want this thing to, the farthest point you're gonna want it to actually extend to or open up. And I'm thinking right there is plenty for anybody who's going to open it up. And then I'm going to take some scissors here and cut off the excess here. And what you need to do is when you cut the excess off, cut it at an angle so when you go to feed it through that antler, it's easier to do that. And I'll cut it again to get it nice and even. But we'll see if we can fit it through this antler right now. We may or may not, I don't know. And it looks like I may have to go a little bit bigger with the drill bit, which is okay. So all you're going to have to do is find out and see if you're going to have to get a little bit bigger. And in my case, I'm going to. So I'm just going to find the next size up in a drill bit. In my case, I was using a 13/64, but I'm going to use a 7/32. So take your bit out. I'm going to put it up so I don't lose none of my tools here. Set it in there. Then I'm using a 7/32 drill bit. Basically, I'm just going to put it down there, get it seated in, then I need to get a pair of pliers and drill this out a little bit more. Stick with me, guys. A little bit to get that antler, the hole drilled in that antler large enough to feed this lace through there, but eventually I got it done. So this is what I have. I wanted to make sure it was really tight because if it's loose and sloppy, it's not going to keep it tight and there's no use of doing it. And the fact that it did take a little bit longer, the reason was because I'd much rather drill a hole that's too small and I can slowly go up in sizes than drill one that's too big and that messes the antler up because I'd have to either get new lace that's a little bit larger or get a new antler. So taking slower steps with it is a lot better for me. For what I was doing, so I was fine with that. What I'm going to do is, again, loosen this up to about the spot I would think anybody would need it to be. So I'm thinking right there is good. So what I'm going to obviously do is just cut these off right here. Right there's good. Then tie an overhand knot in them. And it can be tricky. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit so I can get that knot in there. Just get the knot on the end. Again, it's just a simple overhand knot with both of the pieces of lace here. Can be a little tricky. There we go. I want it to be on the really far end here so I can get it open as far as I can. And then if you wanted to trim it off a little bit more, you can. Right there. So that's basically what I have. What I could do is I could have left a little bit more lace there, tied an overhand knot, and then tied another one and put like another piece of antler in there for decoration or anything for that matter. But I can slide that right there to the end of that knot so the antler's not coming off. And I can open it as far as it will let me. And I'll show you guys right now as far as it's going to go. I mean, you can basically get this thing completely open if you wanted to. So this thing is going to be completely open. And what I'm going to do is I will right now I'll walk over there and get some tinder we can throw in there for the winter so they have something to experiment with. I've got some tulip poplar bark. This is actually from the Pathfinder school I brought back, so it's even cooler that you guys get something from the actual Pathfinder school, right? I'll throw some of this bark down in there for your tinder, which I've got it right down in here right now, and it fit a big handful there, and there's still plenty more room in there. I would consider this a medium-sized pouch is what I would say it is. Put the rest of this over here, back out of the way, but there it is. I wanted to throw it in there so you guys could see it take shape a little bit. Now let's talk a little bit about how you're going to get this pouch if perhaps you do win. Recently, there's been subscriber giveaways monthly. I think past couple months, Jason's been doing them and Dave's been blacksmith and stuff. And he mentioned that some instructors were going to hand make stuff, so this is one thing I'm hand making for you guys. I'll talk to Jason and see how he's actually getting the winners, like probably some sort of randomization thing. So I'll get with him on that, and then whether we're going to have more items to go with this month or maybe just this, we will get the winner. I'll find out how to calculate it with Jason, and the winner will receive this and maybe a couple other things. I'm not sure yet what the other items are for this month, but I hope you guys also enjoyed, if you don't win, how to make this. There we go. How to make it. Even if you don't win, I hope you enjoyed that. And again, I've got that stopper right there. So this has been Abrahm with Pathfinder TV. Again, instructor at the Pathfinder School. Thanks for watching all of our videos, supporting us at Pathfinder TV, supporting the Pathfinder School, supporting our groups on Facebook. We all do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys next week on the next video. Take care.